What up, peeps? It's your man Eric Cheek, aka Eclipse, on Instagram, Facebook, Eric the Barber Artist Cheek. And I have been requested to continue to make motivational videos. Okay, so I'm going to honor that. And the topic of the day is continual education. I want to motivate you, along with myself, to continue to pursue knowledge, right? And from year to year, in my reading, I like to take away what was the most powerful thing that you read or heard someone say this year. Last year, it was people avoid truth and accept fairy tales. That was so powerful to me because I see it over and over and over again from day to day with different individuals. We avoid truth and we accept fairy tales. This year so far, the quote comes from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And he said, the person who stops learning merely because he finished school is forever hopelessly doomed to a life of mediocrity. So the person who stops learning just because he finished school, you are doomed to a life of mediocrity. He says whatever your calling is, regardless if you are a lawyer, a police officer, a doctor, an accountant, a fireman, a teacher, an artist, whatever it may be, a musician, rapper, whatever. If you stop learning, you will live a life of mediocrity. And I used to always wonder, how come you got some people who excel at these different levels, and then you got some people who are almost like stopped in their tracks? And a lot of it is because they stop pursuing information in the field that they're in, right? He says the way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. So we have to continually pursue knowledge. Now, let's deal with something real quick. We've always heard the saying, knowledge is power, knowledge is power, knowledge is power. Sounds good, but is it a fairy tale? Is it true? Which one? I say it's a fairy tale. Why? Because knowledge that you have and that you're not using is only potential. That's potential. When you act on the information that you have, now we're dealing with some power. So knowledge is potential, and when it's put into action, it's now become power. Makes sense? Makes a lot of sense. I know, right? So let's continue to pursue information. Take classes in the lane that you work in or desire to be in, and apply it. Check this out before I leave you today. Check out this life map. If you got knowledge and you don't use it, you are just like the individual that doesn't have it. You guys in the same car, riding down the same road. You got knowledge, you don't use it, you're just like the individual who doesn't have it. You're riding in the same car, right? So let's take the information that we have and put it to use. Think about what you're sitting on right now, the stuff that you know, all the potential that you have. Do not go to the grave without maximizing your potential. They say all the billionaires are in the grave because they had the great ideas and they had all this information and they never ever used it. Use it. Use the information. All right. It's Eric Cheek, Eclipse on Instagram, Eric the Barber Artist Cheek on Facebook. Signing out. That was the word for the day, and I hope you get some takeaway from it. Thanks for listening.